Hi, welcome to Screencast number 2 on using LiveBinders for courses. In the first screencast, we talked simply about logging into LiveBinders and setting up our account. In this screencast, we're going to start a blank binder. We're going to insert tabs and subtabs and upload some content and maybe some pictures as well. So let's get started. As you can see, I'm already logged in. It says, "Welcome, Dr. Terry." And what do I want to do? Here's my dashboard over here. I want to start a blank binder. So I'm going to click on that link and it's going to ask me to fill in some information. It's good as you approach using LiveBinders for the first time to have some idea of what the content's going to be. But today we're going to look at this first LiveBinder kind of as a trial run, as a sandbox, if you will. We're going to play with it a little. We're going to see the different things that you can do to personalize it. So I'm not too concerned about what my content's going to be. We're going to kind of make it up as we go along. But when you're ready to put your LiveBinder together for a particular class assignment or particularly for your portfolio, you're going to want to have planned things out a little bit, either on paper or in a document, so that you don't have to make these last minute kind of decisions. So the first thing it asks for here is a name for my binder, and I'm just going to call this Test Binder number 1. I might need to do more than one. Description here is basically just a description for you and for the person who accesses this. So I'm going to say test binder to see if I know how to use LiveBinders. The tag section, when it comes time for you to do your products and to upload your projects, and especially your portfolio, you want to give some thought to tags. For instance, if my binder were about Common Core, my tags would be Common Core, Standards, CCSS, Common Core State Standards, Curriculum, lesson plans. In other words, I want to give as many tags here that will help somebody who's looking for particular information locate it. I can do a search by tags. So your tags are basically telling people, here is what is in this particular binder. For this particular binder, I'm going to keep the category personal. As you continue to develop yours, you might want to select education. Certainly that's going to be a category that it'll fall into. But for right now, I'm going to leave it at personal. I'm also going to leave my setting at private so that only me and anyone else that I elect to share the key to can view my binder. When it comes time to select an access key, which is what you have to do next, this is the key you're going to give to people that you want to have access to your binder. I try to keep this very, very simple. When I'm doing a binder for a course, my access key is generally the name of the course. So LSSL 5385 gets you into my young adult literature binder. LSSL 5380 is my master's seminar, and so on. So think what you want this particular access key to be. For portfolios, it will be portfolio key. We give everybody the same access key because it makes it simpler for us as we're doing our grading. And I often will just use the word key because, again, it's private. I have to send things out to people, so it's not like it's going to be guessed. I don't want to use Google search to fill a binder, and now I'm ready to click Create New Binder. Give it a minute, and you will then get a shelf, you'll get a site that will have your new binder created. Okay, here's the test binder. You can see I'm the author. There's the title of the binder. Nobody's made any comments yet because nobody's seen it yet. I will begin generally with binder settings. And if you click on that link, you'll see some of the information that I've already entered in. The name of the binder, the description, the tags that I have, the category, the access, and the key. You'll also notice that I can add collaborators. So if you're working on this in a class where several of you can work on the same LiveBinder, you can go ahead and add collaborators there. Dr. Weimer and I share collaborator status for one of the portfolios. Dr. Perry and I could work together. So it's important to kind of set it like that. I can also now create a cover other than the plain white one for my LiveBinder. You might want to wait to do that later. That's totally up to you. But it's, again, a very simple process. Click an image to select an image for the binder cover and upload a file. Choose a file, which means going to something that you've already got saved. And in this case, sorry about all these things opening here. I'm just going to select a cover from my latest Nancy Drew book, upload it, and you can see the covers there. So I've now created a binder that has a little bit more attractive cover. I could do clip art, I could do a photo, and again, if you're doing things like this, eventually remember that you're going to want to give attribution, so kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Save it. You can see it's being saved in the background. Close the tab. Now come back out here, and again, what I have is a blank binder, and now I need to decide what will my tabs be. My tabs are the major divisions that I need to have for my binder. That's going to depend on the assignment that you're trying to finish and the course that you're working on. The portfolio binder has specific tabs, and you're given those in basically a binder that's called a portfolio template. So you just simply copy the setup of that binder into your blank binder. But for other projects, you need to decide how that's going to work. So let's say that I want to define my settings a little bit more for my tab. I can do it right up here on the tab itself, or I can go to tab settings. I'm going to call this first tab, if I can spell it correctly, Introduction. And I want to set the tab color. I'm going to pick a really nice blue. And notice that that's then done. My first tab is called Introduction. My first tab is blue. I can move over to tab 2, and I can either come up here to tab settings to establish, or I can do it right here. I can call tab 2. You notice that I highlighted what was there and then just simply typed in what I wanted to replace it with. I can set my tab color. It's right here. Let's pick a nice orange. Now I've got Sam Houston colors going here. I have other options. Notice I can add a new tab using this. I can add a sub-tab. I can clear tab contents, delete the tab, and I can also move it left and right. So if I decide it's not in the correct place, I can just go like that and suddenly it gets moved. I can also move it right back. Doesn't really matter. Here's another tab, and again, I can highlight tab 3 and then just simply type in what I want the label of this particular tab to be. Assignment number 2 in this case. I can set the tab color. Let's take a nice bright green here. And I can continue doing this, adding tabs. I can do it here, adding tabs until I'm done. So I think you can see my organizational scheme here. It's pretty obvious that I'm just simply calling things assignment 1, 2, 3. You may have different things that you need to do for this one. That's going to be totally up to you. So I've got my tab set up. Then I need to see whether or not tabs are going to require subtabs. Let's say there are 2 parts to my first assignment. I'm going to need 2 subtabs. They're both, notice initially when they go in, they're just called new subtab. And again, you're going to do the same kind of thing. You can give this a name. So let's say the first part of the assignment is the narrative, and the second part of the assignment is the explanation. I'm making this up as I go along, but you understand what I'm saying. So now when we look at assignment 1, I've got 2 subtabs. I can do this for every single tab. I can add in subtabs and just do different kinds of things with it. So there you have it. Notice it's auto-saving, but I always want to be sure that I save it myself. What you've got here now is how to set up your first binder, how to go about giving the binder its various attributes, the name, the cover, everything else, how to insert tabs, how to give them color, how to insert subtabs, and notice that the subtabs are going to be here. I haven't added them anywhere else, but it's just a simple matter of clicking on it, saying add subtab, and putting in as many subtabs as I need to take care of the assignment. The next screencast is going to show you how to upload content to these various tabs and subtabs. But before you leave this binder that you've prepared, make sure that you hit save and that your binder has been saved. You can go back now to My Binders, and there it is, sitting right there, your test binder number 1. Hope this helps, and we'll see you in the next screencast to talk about uploading materials.